listening to the Sportz Nutz.
What's going on, everybody? Yes, you are watching the sports. This is episode 135. Man, we're just moving right along, having a fantastic season. Yeah, just long. Hey, I have a gentleman sitting next to me, man. Dustin, what is up, brother? How you been, man?
Man, I've been good, man. How are y'all? It's been a while.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while. Just so you guys know, Dustin is a little bit under the weather.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We're good.
Don't be shocked and awe if you see him sprint out of here. Perfectly fine.
We don't plan on that happening, but you never know.
You never know. Hey, my man sitting below me though, Shane Owen. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, it's another wonderful day in the mountains of North Carolina. Nice and cool breeze. It's been about 74 degrees up here this afternoon, and it's got a nice cool breeze coming through.
I'll trade you weather, man.
It definitely feels like football weather. And speaking of, the Panthers are on right now. I hadn't been able to watch anything. I've been kind of running around, kind of helping mom and dad out a little bit. But ready to get into tonight and our special guest, and got a couple good lists for you guys. And I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering what we got going on. But we got some great things for you tonight, including our special guest.
That's right. Yes, we have Peter Blake. This gentleman that is going to join us. He is an avid Buccaneers fan. He covers them very well. I lived in St. Petersburg. Beautiful town. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Our goal actually is to take the girls next summer down to Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area. Shout out to the Lightning. Yes, we have our good friend Peter Blake is going to join us momentarily to talk some NFC South, to talk some Buccaneers, talk some Falcons, Saints, whatever we're going to talk about is going to be NFC South related. But after he leaves y'all, we still have a great episode lined up. Like I said, as you guys see, our guy sitting right here next to us, Dustin of Tire Sports and the Bearded Bros podcast is joining us. Our good friends, we actually have a couple. Brian Pettit, for everybody knows, Brian comes and joins us and helps out with some good quality content. He's joined us. And we have another special guest who's going to help us. We're kind of helping him grow a little bit more. His name is Pinsman of Pinsman Sports. Yes, he's going to come and talk some sports. So I can't wait for that one as well. And then, guys, I have a list for you, okay? And you're going to tell me two answers. First, who would you go to for the W? And who would you bench or kick? And it's related to basketball. I'll show you the list in a little bit, and I can't wait to get this one. I know Dustin's itching at the bullet on this one. I can't wait. And then, guys, I want you to choose who you would give the ball to and why you would give them the ball, and also why would you bench that person. Like, really give a detailed analysis on that one. And look, guys, even though Shedeur Sanders is listed as the starter for the Browns preseason opener, do you think he's going to be the starter? We'll discuss a little bit about that one. And then let's see. There are now 5 QBs that are listed on the Cleveland Browns roster. We'll talk about that. What's going on with the WNBA, y'all? We're getting female adult green toys thrown out left and right on the court. We'll discuss a little bit about that one. Tim, it's good to see you, brother. I've answered the call. Appreciate you, man. And then I'm going to give a shout out to the Major League Baseball, and more specifically, the Atlanta Braves and Florida Marlins. We'll talk about that, why I'm giving them a shout out. I'm going to give you another list, guys. Which team or teams have the best odds for going undefeated this college football season? Which teams could take a large step back? You're going to absolutely love. I got 16 teams to choose from. We're going to give honorable mention. Shane's going to have a sports story. Brian has a sports story. Dustin has one. We're all over the place. We're going to have fun. With that being said, guys, shout out, by the way, to Matt. Matt's not joining us tonight. He actually have to do some adulting going on at work. No worries. We absolutely appreciate it. But before we bring our guest in, Brian, good to see you, man. How you doing?
Well, good morning. Well, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you want to call it. I'm just glad to be into the mode of watching TV and football. It's on all weekend. You got all kinds of sports going on. You got the baseball going on. You got football going on. What else can go on today?
That's right. Absolutely.
But plenty of racing at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget that one too.
Absolutely. Hey, our guest, Mr. P. I'm so excited about this. Peter, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Happy eve of the preseason down here in Tampa, Florida, as we await the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Tennessee Titans. If you guys don't know who I am, I do the evolution of Sports Talk Television here on Monday and Wednesday nights. They call me the Rolex reporter because I got a Rolex from Jake Paul for a question. And we'll be there live tomorrow on the field for the post-game edition of the evolution of Sports Talk Television, breaking down, even though it is the first preseason game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans.
By the way, you have a shout out from your good friend Abe Gordon.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Abe.
Oh,
My gosh, Abe from the 10:10 a.m. days. Look at that. What's going on?
yes, Abe is a good buddy of ours.
He is a
Yes.
regular.
He is a regular on our show. Abe provides fantastic content. We love it. So, Peter, I'm so excited that you've come on the show, and I gotta tell you, first off, before we get into it, can I get an amen? Football is here, man. It's back. Like, come on, can all of you guys sit there and say it's nice to finally say football is back, right?
Amen. I mean,
Amen.
come on. Everybody say it. The congregation right now feels the same way, especially down here in Tampa, Florida, and Tampa Bay. You know, the Rays right now are struggling. There's no Lightning. The Lightning were disappointed because they were,
We're not going to talk about that. My feelings are hurt.
Yeah, I know. And then you have football.
We waxed the floor with Panthers all season.
Right.
Can't do anything in the playoffs.
Until it counted.
That's it. Listen, guys, talking to Levante David just a couple months ago, talking to Tristan Wirfs, talking to various players, there seems like there is a bad taste in their mouth because they felt like they could accomplish more versus that Commanders team, which they were eliminated by in the first round. There's high expectations. There's a new offensive coordinator here. You've got Baker Mayfield with guaranteed money. You've got Mike Evans trying to surpass Jerry Rice for history, and you've got an improved defense at the end of the day. And look, the Bucs are going to try to repeat as NFC South champions at this point, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for all these other teams. It's always a dogfight, but I feel like the Bucs at this point should be favored because they brought everybody back offensively, although they do have some injuries right now with Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin, and we'll see how that all plays out. But overall, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, at the end of the day, they look like the top team in the South.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think it was since the mid-2000s when it really got going. We never had back-to-back winners of the NFC South. I mean, we've known this for
until when? Until when?
You know what? We're not going to mention the Carolina Panthers. So just so you know, Peter, Shane is a diehard Carolina Panthers fan. I'm a diehard Falcons fan.
It's a hometown team,
Yeah.
the Carolinas.
Even though I live here, I'm still a diehard Falcons fan.
Well, listen, my question is, can Bryce Young take that next step? Dave Canales, former Bucs offensive coordinator, they showed some flashes of brilliance, and even Fox Sports has them winning the NFC South. We'll see what they can do. They could come out of nowhere. My co-host, Mr. Harry the Greek, he really believes in the Panthers this year, but I feel like it's still going to be a two-team race between the Atlanta Falcons and, of course, the Bucs, and we'll see how that plays out. But
see, I'm on the other side. The last 3 weeks of the seasons for the Panthers,
it could be flexed.
Those two games against the Bucs.
Yeah,
I believe those two games are going to set up for the last game of the season being the winner making the playoffs as the NFC South champion.
Look, there's certainly a possibility of it, right? I mean, it came down in Carolina. It came down to overtime there. You got to get a field goal. I mean, credit to where credit is due. Dave Canales turned that team around in the second half, and the reason for that was Young's development. If he can continue to develop there, they do have some weapons. We'll see how it all plays out, but it's definitely interesting, right? The NFL may be on to something there with scheduling the Panthers there that last month. back-to-back games. We'll see how that all plays out. Maybe an exciting year. It's always an exciting year in the National Football League when it comes to the NFC South. I don't care what anybody says. That's the worst division in football. You still got to play all those teams.
Yeah. And I think the largest margin of like game difference was the 2015 Panthers. As far as I think they won the division by maybe 4 games that year.
They did. The Panthers with Cam Newton 50 touchdowns that year, and they ran into a buzzsaw named the Denver Broncos.
No, Peter, he ran into it. The fumble's what he ran into.
No.
He ran away from it.
What he ran into was Peyton Manning retired.
Well, listen, Peyton Manning was great that year, right? I mean, 9 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. It wasn't on Manning. It was, listen, he's going to be a DLG quarterback. So you got a DLG quarterback, and then he throws for 120 yards in that Super Bowl. But it's all about that defense at the end of it, especially with Von Miller rushing from. So it's tough. It's a tough year for the Panthers. Tough ending, if you will, but a MVP year for Cam Newton with 50 total touchdowns. Amazing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, I got to ask you this, Peter. Obviously, Baker Mayfield, he's found his home. He legit has found his home. Do you think he was rewarded enough by the Buccaneers with his 3-year, $100 million deal at $30 million annually? Or do you think he is just setting himself up for an even bigger payday with the Bucs? And the next question is do you think Carolina and Cleveland are kicking themselves in the backsides, not keeping a hold of Baker Mayfield?
I definitely think the Cleveland Browns are. I mean, what do they got, like 5 quarterbacks on the roster? I know, by the way, Shedeur Sanders just threw an interception to the other team there. I get it. It's preseason football. But you absolutely got to believe that they're kicking themselves. It was an albatross of a contract by Deshaun Watson there. I mean, they can't get that back. They would like to redo it all over again. I think Carolina's kicking themselves because not only do you give up on Baker Mayfield, but also Sam Darnold. With the Baker Mayfield situation, to answer your question, I definitely think he has an opportunity to set himself up for a bigger contract. And you look at the numbers, inside the numbers, guys, he has more throwing touchdowns at this point than Patrick Mahomes the last 2 years. So he's definitely an upper echelon quarterback, has an opportunity to really ascend even more, even with the new offensive coordinator and Josh Broussard. But you have Mike Evans, you have possibly Chris Godwin, and the talk down here is the 2 young kids and Jalen McMillan and first-round pick Emeka Iboka. Remember that name because it certainly looks like a lot of people are going to start to get to know that name very soon.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I really think he has found his niche. Shane, I know you have a question, but I'm going to ask you, do you think, Shane, as well, do you think Baker Mayfield has found his forever home now?
Well, you see a lot of these quarterbacks, they go into Tampa and it seems like they're home. We saw Jameis go down there and kind of fit right in. With just being the personality and being this kind of guy that we've seen throughout his NFL career, but now we see Baker kind of blossom into it's kind of the misconception about him coming out of college and Cleveland even was it was all about me, and that's kind of just who he was on the field, but I believe that that it's I guess it's just the atmosphere in Tampa. It settles everybody in real good. So definitely think about this. But Peter, I wanted to go ahead and ask you this. As Brandon's just mentioning the quarterback and Baker Mayfield, is slotted as for sure number 1. But you guys just signed another quarterback who recently went unretired and came back to coaching because of from coaching because of some rules violations, and that's Teddy Bridgewater after coming back from leading Miami Northwestern to a state title last year. Yeah. In your eyes, kind of what's that backup quarterback battle been like between Bridgewater and Kyle Trask that you guys are trying to bring up?
I think it's kind of started, right? I mean, Kyle Trask has only thrown 11 passes right now in the league. I don't necessarily think they're very happy with him. Jason Light will say they're happy with him, yet you're signed Teddy Bridgewater. You're bringing in Bridgewater because he's a veteran presence. He's been there. And I always ask people, if you have to win the last game versus the Carolina Panthers to win the NFC South, who do you have more confidence in, Trask or Bridgewater? I say Bridgewater because he's been there and done that. So I definitely think it's something to watch with the quarterback battle. I get it. He hasn't played in 2 years. The last team he played for was the Lions. But I certainly think the Bucs have had their eye on them. They've had flirtations from 2014 with Jason Light wanting to draft him and not able to draft him. 2020, he was going to be the quarterback if the Bucs don't tab Tom Brady as the eventual starter. So the flirtations were there. This seems like it's certainly been planned. You have Charlie Strong, who was the coach at Louisville. You have Levante David, who's familiar with him out of Miami. So, and you have Todd Bowles, who has a good relationship with them. So Bridgewater and Trask, this is the battle to watch. And I think eventually Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the backup quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Going back to Baker Mayfield, we even talked about this on a podcast. When he got signed, every team was trying to change him. Jason Light and Todd Bowles said, be yourself. And I went to a press conference and interviewed Baker Mayfield and Jason Light, and Light said in so many words, he's a 10 on a prick scale. I mean, that is a direct reflection of that locker room. They love him. They will play for him. And that's the reason why Baker has an opportunity to earn a big time contract. They love that feisty nature, if you will. They love that grittiness where he's going to truck stick, a Wagner from the Commanders. He's going to go and try to get that third or fourth down. And that is a direct reflection of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. They have found their franchise quarterback in Baker Mayfield.
I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
The Desmond Watson situation going on, I got to commend him because, yeah, you did go undrafted. Yes, you were 464 pounds when they signed you. But he's done like under 450 now. Do you think he legit has a chance to make it? Obviously, they're doing a really good thing by helping him get into shape, lose weight, that kind of stuff. Do you think, though, Peter? Go ahead.
Can I put a side note before this?
Yeah, go ahead.
The only man I know in training camp in all of my memory to not be on the field but still be on the team.
Yes, it's like, so what is your so here's what we want to know, Peter. Like, what is your thoughts on the Desmond Watson situation? And do you think he legit could make this team?
I don't think he makes the team. I think it's going to be on the practice squad because, gentlemen, there was a weight requirement. He hasn't been able to make that weight requirement. That's why he hasn't practiced yet. But what they see is a guy that you can eventually put next to Vita Vea and stop the tush push. He's very raw, has the ability, but unfortunately hasn't been able to get in shape. So to answer your question, I think he's going to end up on the practice squad. I don't think he's going to be any impact on this team, unfortunately. And I think there's a lot of fans out there that are Gator fans, right? They're Gator fans for Kyle Trask. They're Gator fans for Watson. They would love to see, and he's a local kid. They love to see this player make the team. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't get his weight down, which he hasn't been able to do, I think he's going to end up on the practice squad. I really do.
Dustin, you have a question. Go right ahead, man.
Whoa, you zoomed in on me. I didn't expect that. Hold on.
Sorry, I know I got you there.
Hold on. Whoa, yeah, you're really getting me with this camera view, man. It's like making me feel like I'm like so close to my monitor.
You gotta love live television.
Yeah. I got a question though for Peter.
Yeah.
If Justin
ahead,
wants to go, then out. Hey, Peter, what is your high ceiling and your low for the Buccaneers this year for Tampa Bay? Like your high ceiling and the low, like, oh, here comes it, and what would happen? Just
Like the floor and the ceiling is basically
floor and ceiling, yeah.
Yeah, I think the ceiling for me is 12-5 for this team. They have the opportunity, could even win 13 games. I go 12-5, depends on how you start. You got the first 4 games, of course, against the Atlanta Falcons. You go in prime time. This Bucs team has not been able to play well on prime time. You got the Texans. You open up versus the Jets. And then, of course, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, which, by the way, Todd Bowles is the daddy of the Philadelphia Eagles, going 6-1 in the last 7 matchups there. Those are the Super Bowl champions. So my ceiling at this point is 12-5. At the end of the day, it could be 9-8. That would be my low. And you I don't think you win the division with 9-8, but who knows? At the end of the day, I don't think the Saints are going to be very good because you have a rookie quarterback, lots of turnover there, older guys, and Cam Jordan, who continues to run his mouth about the Bucs, but that's okay. Bucs just continue to prove him wrong. Of course, the Atlanta Falcons, lots of weapons there, but a second-year quarterback, did he get enough reps? We shall see. And then, of course, you got the unknown in the Carolina Panthers. Can they carry over that momentum from the second half? So, for me, ceiling is 12-5. The low would be 9-8.
I like that. I like that perspective. People have said the NFC South is the most wild card division in football because you could see teams who absolutely take off, and you can see teams absolutely bottom. You don't know yet.
That 9-8, I have Carolina and Tampa Bay going in to that last game of the season, 9-7. So,
Hey. All right. So, Dustin has a question. He wanted to ask you more about the Tampa Bay Rays. Dustin, unmute your mic and then ask him. Okay.
Well, actually, Peter, I'd like to have two questions. We've talked a lot about the Buccaneers' offense. What are your thoughts on their defense this year? And what do you think the Rays could do in the rest of the season, maybe going into the could they make the playoffs?
All right, first question with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited about this defense because first you get Hassan Reddick, who's been able to do it, 59 sacks. I get it, only 1 sack with the Jets. I definitely think he could be one of the X factors of this team because he's been able to do it. You haven't had a pass rusher like that in a long time. That takes the pressure off of Yaya Diaby, Kalijah Kancey, and Vita Vea. And then furthermore, the linebacking core. Can Levante David continue to play up to his level, which he's played, a linebacker at an insane level, even at 34 years old, 35 years old? You have Sebastian Dennis, who also could be an X factor, solidifies that linebacking core because the middle of that defense last year was like the Atlantic Ocean. So Sebastian can play up to what the Bucs saw, which was, a small sample size, then it definitely helps the defense. And then Antoine Winfield Jr., just 2 years removed from, in my opinion, being the best safety in the league. If he can come back and be healthy, they've improved that secondary, if you will. Jamel Dean hasn't been able to stay healthy. They drafted a kid in Benjamin Morrison, who could have been a top 15 pick if not for a hip injury. He's a lockdown corner. He does have an injury right now, so hopefully you can get over that. You draft another kid from Kansas State in Jacob Parrish. And then also you add Tyke Smith. For me, guys, it's all predicated up front. If Hassan Reddick can make things happen and be what a lot of Bucs fans and what Jason Light thinks he can be, which is a guy that's going to be hungry and want that, that big-time, long-term contract, which we know Bucs, the organization, they take care of their own, then look out for this defense. Look out for Todd Bowles because he's known for that defense. And then, again, the secondary, if it can stay improved, stay healthy, because it's always about health, especially in that back end and that linebacking core. This defense could definitely be improved. I think this defense is going to be majorly improved with the youthful talent that they added in the draft this year.
I like it. Go ahead. What about the Rays, though?
And the Rays, to me, they're up and down. They're a roller coaster at this point. I mean, their bullpen is not good. They added some pieces at the deadline. Can they get enough? Can they do it? You never rule out the Rays. I just don't know. They don't spend enough money for me. And I've always said, the Tampa Bay area, they deserve better ownership. They deserve a committed ownership like the Tampa Bay Lightning and Jeff Vinik have. They deserve a committed ownership like the Glazers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers provide. When you have Tom Brady and you go for it, they haven't had that with the Tampa Bay Rays. And I get it, they've been successful, but the last 2 years, they've been disappointing, especially last year. So I'm not sure what to make of it. It's a tough division. Toronto is running away right now. And then furthermore, can the Rays get enough offense? And do they have that bullpen and that pitching that can get it done? They have to take over. Yeah, they have to overcome too many teams. I just don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. If they do, they make the wild card. And most likely, like always with the Tampa Bay Rays team, they're one and done.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So we have a good friend of ours. His name is Mike from Pinsman Sports.
Come.
Unmute your mic real quick, Pinsman, and ask the question. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Good. Ask your question. Go ahead, man.
Peter, what do you think? Oh, well, Trey asked this, but what do you think about the old school uniform of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Buddy.
Love it. You got to love the creamsicle, right? I mean, Bucco Bruce, I mean, it's known for losing, and I get it. A lot of people are superstitious, but you got to love the history. And then on top of it, buddy, they have the white creamsicle, the first uniform, which Steve Spurrier, by the way, the head ball coach, was the starting quarterback. You have the white creamsicle with the creamsicle numbers. You got to love it. So what do I think of it? I always love history. You go back to the history. People talk about the first 2 years, 0-26, but what people fail to realize is that 70s Bucs team led by Leroy Selman and Doug Williams and Ricky Bell and Jimmy Giles, they were the fastest team in NFL history to make the playoffs and only one game away after they lose to the Rams in the NFC Championship game 9-0. So, by the way, Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville Jaguars took that record. It took until 1995. So a lot of people don't, they don't identify that, but there is a lot of great history with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. They're not just the losingest franchise of all time. They also had their fair share of success in the late 90s and early 80s.
You hit the nail on the head. Shane's got a baseball question for you.
Go for
Shane,
it.
Go ahead, Shane.
Oh yeah, well, as everybody knows, it kind of follows us. I'm a big baseball guy, and all, and the Grapefruit League is right around, kind of centralized in the Tampa St. Pete area, especially with George Steinbrenner Field and all that being real close by, and the money that the Yankees put into their spring training facility. I know my dad's got a friend that lives down in the St. Pete area that he graduated college with, and he's been down there a couple times to visit him during spring training. But can you give us a little bit about what the kind of spring training kind of deal means around the town, and kind of the excitement around it as that gets going?
Yeah, I think, look, the excitement down here, especially for Yankee fans, they love spring training. Everybody loves spring training down here. The key has been finally the Rays are playing at Steinbrenner Field, and they've had lots of sellouts. So I think that's where Major League Baseball is going, right? So this is the reason why you're going to keep this ball club in the Tampa Bay area, whether it's in St. Pete. Most likely it's going to be in the city of Tampa. Why? Because it's the 11th largest media market. So what Major League Baseball envisions, what Rob Manfred envisions, is to have that same type of success and that same type of excitement, if you will, from that Grapefruit League, from spring training with the Rays. With that being said, you have to have an ownership that is committed to putting out a product, not only that's going to be competitive and win wild cards, but win divisions. And when you have to compete with Yankee and Red Sox and Cubs fans, and you're not spending money, you're not bringing back fan favorites, that's the reason why it's tough to get Rays fans to fill the seats, whether it's Steinbrenner Field or, of course, at the Trop in St. Pete.
Oh, yeah. Well,
go ahead, Shane.
I was just going to do a real quick thing. I know you mentioned it very early on in your introduction, but can you give us kind of the story behind the Rolex reporter?
Oh, you stole my question. That's what I was going to ask.
Let me see if I can go ahead and find the Jake Paul thing here. Hold on. Let's go. I'll tell you what. This is how it went. So I asked.
And speaking of that 40 jersey back there, I'm extremely jealous.
Oh yeah, it's
he was one of my favorite players, and as y'all mentioned, the creamsicles, like the number 40 creamsicle, like that's my number one jersey. Like if I have the money to get the one with the patches and the real joint, then yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Nice, good stuff. I listen. I agree with the creamsicle. It was Mike Alstott. It was John Lynch at the time. It was Warren Sapp, and it was Derek Brooks. To the Jake Paul story. What people don't talk about is I went live at the Jake Paul, Tommy Fury press conference at the time. I was credentialed with the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network for Big Fight Weekend. I'm the only one that goes live at the time. Because of that, I got 233,000 views on YouTube. So I get credentialed. I go to the fights, my first boxing match, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Of course, he knocks him out in the 6th round. Tremendous. Ask him 3 good questions. The night before, because I was kind of worried about, being prepared for it, I said, are you going to continue to give opposing fighters Rolexes because you said it was time to knock you out, Tyron Woodley? And he said, I've done some crazy things before. You know what? I'm going to give you a Rolex. What's your name? Peter Blake. Peter Blake, you're going to look good with the Rolex. I was playing it off. When you listen to the sound, I was absolutely playing it off. I thought he was just, full of it. When I knew it was real is when his brother, Logan Paul, makes a beeline to me. And I'm saying, man, I enjoy you in WWE. He's like, put down your information. So at the time, I'm trying to call people. It's 3:30 in the morning. I forgot that. So I should have I stayed up. And then I finally got some sleep, and I kept on getting, text messages and all these notifications are like, you went viral. I'm like, what are you talking about? You went viral on ESPN on TikTok because you're getting a Rolex from Jake Paul. So I was thinking nothing of it. I'm covering the Bucs. Of course, they have a stinker game there with Tom Brady and the Saints. It's 9-0. My co-host, Harry the Greek, says, why don't you go live? And I said, I don't know. He's like, I just got a feeling. So he actually says on the show when the call comes in from Marcos Guerrero, that's the guy trying to give you a Rolex. I'm like, no, it's not. You're an idiot. All this other stuff. It is actually Marcos Guerrero. And he's calling the show live on the sports web on that Monday night saying, we need your shipping address, Peter Blake, because we got a Rolex for you. And, of course, it's valued at over $20,000 because the box is
just only, right?
Yeah, just, $20,000 or more for a Paul fan. So
is that all?
Yep, that's all. It's
a little bit, right?
I love it. Yeah,
it's just 20,000. It's not much.
It's on profile a little bit. Yeah.
All right, Peter. So I got to ask the question, then obviously Shane will have the last one.
Yeah.
So I lived in the St. Pete area from 2012 to 2013. I absolutely loved it. Best place I have lived besides living in Honolulu, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a diehard Lightning fan. I used to be a Thrashers fan, but we know what happened with them. Right. We're not going to discuss what happened with them. But, according to reports, we know Atlanta is going to get a franchise in the next several years. It's been supposed to be voted on any time. Yeah. But for those who have never been to the Tampa St. Pete area, can you kind of describe the area and maybe some experiences around town and also where the race might be relocating, which is Ybor City? Can you let people know about that area?
Yeah, look, I think Ybor City is historical. There's lots of people that go there. There's an opportunity there to put a stadium around a central location where people are going to go and like this team, especially if they have ownership that's willing to pay for it. Not only that, but you have the I-4 corridor with Orlando. And if you put it on the waterfront, which I think they should have did in the first place, it should look like San Francisco. It should have a retractable roof. That's how it should be. So to answer your question, there's a lot of people around here. Of course, there's a lot of transplants, and I think that's where a baseball stadium should be in Ybor City. I love downtown St. Pete. Don't get me wrong. Love Fergs, love the Wings, love the atmosphere. There's just not enough of population. I know it's growing, but Tampa is your central hub. It's where you look at the Major League Baseball cities, like the Atlanta Braves. They put it in downtown. That's where it's going to sell. Look at the Miami Marlins. You put it over, in Timbuktu. There's nobody showing up. It's a beautiful park, but nobody's going there. Why? Because first, even though they won 2 World Series championships, ever since then, they haven't been committed to the fans, signing fan favorites and spending money. And then furthermore, you don't have enough of a population. So it's kind of the same situation that the Rays face here in the next couple of years.
You hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. And, like I said, beautiful town. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, you will get your money's worth. That's an amazing town. Shane, you have the last question. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, one of the things I want to know is you're a big Tampa guy, so I know you've kind of covered everything. Could you tell us like your favorite interaction with a sports figure from the Tampa area, and then also where can everybody find you at in your content to kind of dive deeper into the Tampa sports world?
Yeah, absolutely. Had to be a couple months ago at this expo at the Florida State Fairgrounds to get an opportunity to interview, most likely a future Hall of Famer, Levante David. You got Tristan Wirfs who comes by, could be the protector of the year if he could stay healthy, maybe the best Tampa Bay Buccaneer offensive lineman in their history. Those were fun interactions, and to find me, if you want to find me, it's the Sportz on YouTube. You friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. We say 3 things here on Monday and Wednesday nights, and of course before at the tailgates there. What the Buck locally at the tailgates, we'll have that. And then also the post-game edition live on the field at Raymond James Stadium. 3 things. You know them, you love them, you got to have them. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And, of course, for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay Sports Fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, go Bucks.
I love it, man. God, I love it. Peter, man, I appreciate you, brother. I really do. I've had a blast with you, and I want to have you on again in the future. Does that sound good?
Sounds good, boys. Appreciate it. Keep on doing it.
Thanks, Peter.
Go have fun tonight. Enjoy your weekend. And it's football, baby. We made it. Come on. Can I get another amen, please? Another amen.
Amen. And guys, tune in tomorrow night live on the field at the end of the game. It takes me about 30, 35 minutes to set up all my equipment. But once I get it set up, we got live phone calls, live interaction on the evolution of Sports Talk Television in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show.
Might have to be on that one. Yeah, it might have to be on that one.
All right.
Peter, you take care of yourself and have a good weekend. Sound good?
All right, guys. See you later.
Appreciate it,
Peter.
Guys, that was absolutely fantastic. I mean, such great energy this gentleman has. I appreciate it. Real quick, guys, just because he is up doesn't mean our show is over. Like I told you, we have a lot more to talk about. All right, so I'm going to give everybody this list. Whoever is creating an echo, can y'all be careful, please? Real quick, let you know. I'm going to give you all a list. I'm going to name the names off of you, and then I want you to tell me who you giving the ball to win. Okay? And then after that, you tell me who you're cutting. Okay? And I'm going to start actually with Shane on this one. Because Shane knows ball, I know. And then after I do Shane, I'm going to do Dustin. I'm going to do Brian, and then I'm going to do Pinsman. Sounds good? All right.
I'm ready.
Here's the list. You ready? Here's the list. The first one is Prime MJ, Prime Kobe, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Prime Shaq, Larry Bird, Stephen Curry, Robert Horry, Tim Duncan, or KG. That's 10 people you're there. How about this? I'm going to change it up for you real quick, Shane. Give me your starting 5 right now out of that list.
Starting 5 out of the list. I didn't go with starting 5 out of the list.
That's fine. Give me your names.
I went clutch list.
Okay.
Kind of deal. So, if you're looking at right below the free throw line hook shot, you're going to go Kareem, but that's all he's really got. If you're going to go with the down low stuff, then you got Prime Shaq, but don't let it be a free throw. Lord, please don't let it be a free throw. So the way I did it is I kind of gave my top 3 as far as clutch guys on this list, and I'll give you some detailed reasoning behind it. Number 1 clutch guy that I have is Larry Bird.
I can see that.
He gets lost a lot in translation with the transition from Magic to Michael, kind of the polarizing figures. But he was kind of the one clutch guy through the 80s that Celtics had. No matter where you put him on the floor, he was the one to take that shot for him. So and he was just a dog. A lot of people don't realize how entranced he was with the trash talking and everything else like that. If you want to know about it, look it up, because he's one of the greatest trash talkers in sports. But he's my number one as far as clutch guy. Number two on the list, I'm going to go with old Chef Curry, because you can give that ball to him anywhere.
Yep.
Basically within 75 foot of the basket, and that's past half court, by the way. and he's got a 30% chance of making any shot on the court, no matter what basket it's going to, no matter where he is. Like, I mean, he's one of those ones with the court line or the baseline heave. Like, I would give that to him every time. So that's why he's high up on the list. And then my number three is Kobe. He was just a dog when it came down to the final minutes of the game. He was still a great team player and didn't really ask for the ball much, but he was there. There was that option. Of course, he was probably getting double, triple covered, and that's why Robert Ory's on the list, because he took a couple of those shots there late in the game because nobody was covering him. They were covering Kobe. So that's MJ in my opinion is the best basketball player ever to grace a game, but he was not a clutch guy. If you look back at the stats and closing games, like we all see it in the playoffs with the push off and everything else against the Jazz. We see those clips, but the three that I mentioned had clutch moments in the regular season, not just in the playoffs. That means a little bit more to me in this list and ranking them is in how they go is to they had the clutch moments overall, not just in pressure situations. So MJ and Kobe were right there, my 4 and 3s. Like, yeah, you could interchange either one of them, but man, I just had to give the edge to Kobe because he did it more through the regular season and games that meant something. Of course, playoff time and everything. MJ's a dog because last time I checked, he was the only one undefeated. In finals.
Hey,
so
he's the only one that's 6-0 in the finals. Just putting that out there.
So that's once he made it there, he was clutch. But that's why that's just a little bit of reason why I gave a little bit of edge to the other guys first.
I like it, absolutely. I like it. All right, so let's go to Dustin on here. You heard the list, right, Dustin? You heard the list,
yeah.
right?
All right, I'm going to give you a top 5 starting 5. There's no way I don't do that.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so obviously you got Magic, number 1. No question. Stephen Curry, yes. I think he's probably the best point guard ever. But what Magic could do offensively and defensively, yeah, I'm not going to give that up. Give me Kobe at 2. MJ at 2. Give me MJ at 2. Greatest player to ever do it. There's nothing else to be said. Kobe at the 3. Obviously a spitting image of MJ in a sense. He people call him sometimes the 2.0 of Michael Jordan.
We might know where your 4 is going.
Right. Oh yeah, who number 4
Come on, we're
is.
not missing this.
Number 4 is the one and only, the greatest power forward, the best Spurs player to ever play, Tim Duncan. Okay.
Even over the Admiral.
Oh well, the Admiral was a center in my opinion. So, but the best Spurs player, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Only because, well, I don't know. That's a good debate, but we'll go with it. And then obviously at number 5, this is kind of a hard one, but who was more dominant than Shaq in his prime? Nobody. Who was stopping Shaq? Nobody.
Nobody.
So in that case, I would put Shaq at number 5.
The free throw line. the free throw line, as I mentioned earlier.
The free throw line stopped. Yes, the free throw line is what stopped him. And if he shot anywhere within 5 foot or further away, he was doomed, as we all know. But if it was from 5 feet and below, who was stopping him? Absolutely nobody.
Yeah, he said finished with what was his career shooting percentage like in the 60s, 70s?
I mean, it might have been higher than that, at least 70s. I would hope if you're shooting 5 feet, well, not shooting necessarily, hook shots and dunking 5 foot from the basket, it should be 70 or more.
The name that I'm surprised you haven't mentioned yet, Robert Horry.
Well, hold on. We're not done. We're not done.
That's a 6 man.
That's a 6 man.
Actually, that would probably be my 6 man. And listen, obviously Robert Horry. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of do a top 3 clutch, kind of like Shane did. I kind of like that. And honestly, my third one is Robert Horry. If you go back and look at some of his shots in finals history, out of the 7 he won, you just go look at him and it explains itself. Robert Horry's never been the main player on any team he's ever been on. He's always kind of been the sidekick.
But he's one clutch though.
Oh, he's clutch. That's my reason he's in my opinion, he's one of the top 3 clutch players, and at least you could say playoffs, NBA Finals, because it's proven. He has 7 rings. He did it with the Lakers. He did it with the Spurs. He's done it. It's proven. So on that note, he would be a top 3 clutch player for me. That corner was his best friend, and he loved it. And he wasn't a bad defender, right? Number 2 for me would be Shaq. Again, I mean, maybe it was his dominance that made him clutch, right? Like if you gave him the ball,
I can see that because he was very dominant inside. Yes. He was a polarizing big man. He absolutely was.
If you gave him the ball in the post, 90% of the time he was making the point. He was either because. First of all, half the people couldn't even put a finger on him. He was dunking over them, or they just couldn't do nothing with him because he was so massive. So that's why I know maybe the clutch ain't the great word for that, but dominance you can't. I mean,
that's the exact same reason I did. I said dunking. I said only if it's like a 15-foot bank shot.
Exactly. If you're giving me a 15-foot bank shot from the corner of the free throw line, give me Tim Duncan all day long. Nobody is stopping that, right? That's just like if I'm backed up in the post and you're giving me a fadeaway one-legged shot, who are you gonna give it to? You're gonna give it to Dirk Nowitzki. He's gonna make it all day long. So it also
all day.
It also depends on the situation, right? But when I look at pure clutchness or dominance, I mean Shaq's got to be on the list. Again, if you send to the free throw line, he's not clutch, actually 0 clutchness, period. Like Shane said, he's no clutchness from the line. And then my number 1, if I had to give it to someone to make me a bucket, it's Steph Curry. I know it's crazy. I don't have MJ or Kobe, but I mean, after Steph Curry crosses that half-court line, still to this day, like Shane said, he has an average of 30 to 40% of making that shot, which no one's ever done.
He can make it from the freaking
He might be able to make it from the opposing free throw line.
Yeah,
Come on.
He's the only one that has a 30% chance of making a shot anywhere on the court. Like, period.
Yes,
We're not talking about half court. We're talking about anywhere on the court.
So did it one time.
Yeah, and if y'all don't believe us, go watch his warm-up video.
Yes, this dude can shoot. Like
he's the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Yeah. Like you could put a Ray Allen in there, of course.
Reggie Miller has even said that he's the greatest.
Yeah, Reggie Miller's even said he's given him the credit for it.
Yeah, so I mean, if you don't
Reggie
have
Miller,
if you don't have Stephen Curry in your clutch or your clutchness list, I think you need to watch more basketball.
Dustin, you forgot Gary Payton too.
Gary Payton was great. Gary Payton was great. I mean, I think the problem when people look at clutchness, the thing you have to think about is, well, Gary Payton, if he was in this era now that we've lived in, let's say since 2010, kind of the Stephen Curry era, if you want to call it, he would have been a great player still. He just would have shot more because that's what the game is now. Everyone wants to chunk up threes because the game has changed, right? But
Yep.
I don't think regardless of what happened, Stephen Curry has been the best shooter of all time. And I would not be opposed to saying Klay Thompson is right there in the top 5 with him, if not top 3.
I like that. I do like that argument. All right, so I'm going to go to you, Brian Pettit. I want you to. So I know we have a lot, but I want to make sure you can do time for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 3 on that list. Your top 3 on that list. Remember, it's MJ, Kobe, Magic, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Larry Bird, Stephen Curry, Robert Horry, Tim Duncan, or Kevin Garnett.
I'm going to go with Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry, and Larry Bird.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. It's good choices on that one.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah.
They're great no matter what you can say in that. But all right, so what about you, Pinsman? Give me your 3 on that list.
I got Michael Jordan, of course. He was my boy when I was growing up. Number 2, I got Kevin Garnett, and then I got Shaq. That's 3.
I like that. And look, KG, he really did revolutionize the game. I mean, up until him, we never saw players who are making $100 million plus contracts, and then he came into the realm of things, and he made, what was it, that $280 million deal,
Kevin Garnett to me
I thought it was
is
300,000.
He revolutionized
Right.
go upstairs. He has revolutionized every aspect of the game. Excuse me, I gotta put you on mute real quick.
Straight from Malden.
Sorry, that was a girl thing.
Kevin Garnett is the second best power forward of all time, right behind Tim Duncan. For a while, even being the absolute biggest Spurs fan, I almost went back and forth, but people don't say that this matters, but it does. He has more championships, and it's just true. Tim Duncan has more. I think he has some more accolades, but Kevin Garnett's right behind him. He not only was he a great basketball player, but he was the energy of the team. He was a madman, and he can. So
he put the entire state of Minnesota on his shoulders. He did phenomenal things.
Just like Kevin Love.
Yep,
Kevin, just like Kevin Love. I mean, he was the best player they've ever seen after KG, and then now after that, it's Anthony Edwards, and to be the same thing with him, he won't be there too much longer, and I'll leave it at that.
Hey, absolutely. All right, here's my 3. Okay, and I'm surprised you guys didn't mention more of these. I would, of course, number 1 is go to Michael always, but but number 1 is a tie for me, both him and Kobe, because they just were legendary in the game. Number 2, though, this is going to pain me, but I'm going to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was something unheard of. You don't see the level of play for that type of play for a big man. Absolutely phenomenal. And then I'm going to definitely put Stephen Curry on that list, but my ultimate though, as well, I'm going to put Shaq. So I have a pretty loaded team. I think regardless of every player that's on that list, they are deserving of every accolade they ever get. They are phenomenal players. I absolutely love it. All right, so I got to switch to the next one. Real quick, guys, even though Shedeur Sanders has played tonight, Browns preseason opener. Yeah, I know. Dude, Pinsman, you need to ask Matt what I think about the whole Shedeur Sanders thing. It's a joke of a.
I know. I'm just going by
show.
ESPN. ESPN's all over Shedeur.
Oh yeah.
He's got to see NFL action. Who cares?
It's a bleep show with him, absolutely. But now that the Cleveland Browns have 5 quarterbacks, no one knows who's starting anytime. But here's the crazy thing to start with you guys. 2 weeks ago, he was talks he was going to be the first to be cut, and now he's the starter. But even though he started tonight, even though they have 5 quarterbacks, could we realistically see Shedeur Sanders get cut? What do you think, Dustin? Yes or no?
So here's my thoughts, and y'all are probably going to hate me for this, and that's okay. Well, for one, anyone that goes to the Browns is going to suck. Sorry, it's just the truth. I mean,
Shane, you said that too. Remember, you did say that.
Okay, no, so it doesn't matter how good the person is or could be; they're going to suck. Like, there's two places in the NFL you never want to go to. It's the Browns, and it's the Jets. You go there, your career is over.
Sorry, Ben. I know that's your team.
I just get out of Dodge. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's a proven fact. Go to every quarterback that's ever been to the Browns, and look at Sam Darnold. Jets, terrible. Goes through a stint of different teams, ends up in Minnesota. Bam, like he looks like a MVP quarterback, right? I don't know what it is, but the Browns is the worst. The Jets is bad, but the Jets are nothing like the Browns. I don't think he'll get cut. Because I think that he has the ability to be a quarterback in this league. I just don't think it's in Cleveland, but they'll keep him. Dylan Gabriel doesn't look any better. Dylan Gabriel is not what we think he's going to be because he was in Oregon. I mean, college is not the same as NFL, people. We all know this.
We know that. Joey Harrington is
pay attention to that. I keep telling people that. Pay attention to Dustin.
It's not what you think it is, right? But the thing that the Browns have that can still play ball is they have Joe Flacco, right? Yep. Look what he did with them a couple years ago. No one expected the Browns to do what they did with Joe Flacco on the team, right? So, I mean,
what's crazy is that Flacco's been playing as long as he has, by the way.
The thing about him, he's a great veteran quarterback. He's a great presence in the quarterback room, and he can actually teach the game. He was a great quarterback in Baltimore. We can't throw that out the window, right? Unfortunately, he's, in my opinion, the worst organization in football. And that's no disrespect to Myles Garrett, but he only went there because he got paid. That's the only reason he stayed. But I don't think they cut him. I don't know, outside of those three, who's their other quarterbacks. Honestly, I know Flacco.
Tyler Huntley is the newest that they signed. Shedeur Sanders.
Pickett is too.
And Kenny Pickett.
Pickett, that's right. Yeah, I think.
How could you forget Pickett?
Well, small hands.
Yeah.
Well, I forget him because maybe he's not that guy. I think Pickett will get. I think Pickett will get cut, and I think Dylan Gabriel gets cut, and I think they keep the other three. That's my opinion.
Wow.
I don't think
big bold prediction.
I
disagree with there.
I do think that Flacco gets the start, and he should.
There you go.
That's
I think Deshaun Watson is. I think honestly, Watson needs to hang it up.
Who is Deshaun Watson?
I've been thought that. I've been thought he needs to be because you tear your Achilles one. It's not. Yeah, well, when you tear your Achilles, it's hard to come back, right? But he did it twice.
He beat women.
And him and massage parlors are not exactly the best. All right, so I do want to get about it, but we're limited on time. So shout out, by the way, guys, to Major League Baseball and the Braves and Marlins. They're for the first ever female baseball umpire. She's been announced. Absolutely the right thing. For those who don't know, again, you're living under a rock. I mean, Shane will tell you, Matt will tell you, and we have religiously talked about women's sports. We're huge advocates. Dustin is a very big advocate as it as well. We're, I am so excited for what has happened. Look, Trey just said that's terrible to tear your Achilles on your honeymoon.
Oh yeah, but I want to give out a shout out to Jen Powell as well. This is the first female in-game referee in a professional sport was in 1997 with the NBA. Then in 2012,
that girl Sarah from the NFL.
Yeah, went to the NFL. That was during the strike, but then I believe 2015. She actually another one became an actual field judge, and then I mean you look at it. We had one in the World Cup in 2022. A French woman was a referee for the FIFA World Cup. So now with this move right here, the MLB becomes to bring one of the in-game female person, and I mean, shout out to her. She knows ball. She knows the game of baseball. She was a member of the 2001 USA national women's baseball team, and played at Hofstra, I believe, 3 year all conference kind of deal. But shout out to her, and it's great to see it. I believe the NHL is the only one left not to have a professional female referee. So, shout out. She'll be on the bases Saturday, and then she'll be behind home plate on Sunday for the game 3. So it's going to be great to see, and great accomplishment for this individual for sure.
Yes, this is humongous for women in general. They are finally getting what they deserve to get recognized in another perennial powerhouse sport. Like we just said, though, we have one more to go, and we've completed the bandwagon. Let's go from there. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a list, and I want you guys just to quickly, out of the list, give me 3. That's all I want is 3, okay? On this list, which team or teams had the best odds for going undefeated in this college football season? And I'm going to give you it's 16 teams, and I'm going to start with Shane, and then Dustin, then Brian, then Pensman. All right, the first one, Clemson, Oregon, Ohio State, Tulane, Iowa, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Washington, Southern Cal, University of Hawaii, Boise State, Delaware, and UNC. And the last but not least, North Carolina State. Shane, give me the 3 you believe have the best chances on that list to go undefeated.
It's really you gave a list of a lot of teams that are facing a lot of controversy.
Mm-hmm. That's why I did it.
I'm going to go ahead and highlight my top 3 because really I don't see a person on this list that could go undefeated. I mean, if you're talking in general, any SEC team that you gave, they have, I believe, out of the 16 teams in the SEC, they all have the top 20 toughest schedules in the nation. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and just highlight a couple that I took notes on. But Clemson, it all depends. They could go undefeated, but they have to make it through the SEC, and that's LSU and South Carolina. And as I mentioned, South Carolina, if Lenore Sellers plays like Lenore Sellers, then they won't go undefeated. But if he's the Heisman, like they're saying, possibly he could be this year, they have a chance. It's a tough schedule, but they have a chance. One that I wanted to mention was USC. They're overhyped all the time. So, So don't worry about that.
That's literally in their name is overhyped USC. But yeah.
But the one that I want to make mention of, possibly the biggest fall off, could be Oregon. They're ranked, I believe, like 108th in returning offensive production, and as we all know, Oregon, that's who they are. But I just feel that their fall off is going to be greater. Realistic chance to go undefeated, I don't see anybody on this list. To tell you the truth, the most realistic that you have to go undefeated, minus the out of conference schedules, would be Tulane, but they still have to go through Ole Miss and Duke.
Yep, that's right.
So I like I said, I don't see any prospective undefeated team that you could say in that list.
And you're right. You hit the nail absolutely on the head on that one, Shane. It is a jarred list to say the least. But everybody has the challenges are going to be holding on them. All right, so Dustin, I'm going to go to you. You heard the list. You saw the list. Give me your 3, please.
I will say that I do agree with Shane. I don't think any of these teams will go undefeated, and again, due to their out of conference schedule. But I do think Clemson has a chance to, as in, like, I think they could beat anyone on their schedule, but just depends on how they start the year. Like last year, they started off playing Georgia, get clobbered, and then they end up in the college football playoff and did what they did. And almost, I mean, you could arguably say they almost had a chance to beat Texas. It was closer, and towards the end, Texas kind of got away with it. South Carolina is going to be an interesting team this year with Lenore Sellers and that defensive end they got. I do not remember his name, but he is an absolute stud. What they do in the SEC and Stewart, yes, Stewart, and how they finished the season. People even argued that they should have been the last team in last year because of how they finished the year. So I'm curious to see how they start the year, and do they have an opportunity to compete to play in the SEC championship game at the end of the year. And again, going undefeated in the SEC is going to be really hard for any of the teams this year, but I think that South Carolina does have a chance. Man, I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and pick a team that actually had a fantastic year, one of the best in their, actually the best in their history at the school. I'm going to go Indiana. I think that they actually have an opportunity to potential upset. If, I have not looked at the schedule. I'm just going off of last year. If they do have that Ohio State game, as crazy as that sounds, I do not think, and I'm not tooting my Longhorns, but I think that Ohio State is going to have an actual weakness this year, which will be at the quarterback position due to not really being an older, it's going to be a younger potential freshman coming in. Coming in to start. So, Indiana, if they could have at least a good of a year, if not better than last year, maybe there's an upset brewing there in sometime this year. And because I think that they have a phenomenal coach. Obviously, he came from JMU. Look what he did there, brought all those players. I don't see how they get worse. Again, I think the Hoosiers could pull the upset this year because I'm not as high on Ohio State and Ryan Day as I don't think they repeat is where I'm getting at.
I'm not going to argue with on that one. All right, so we are approaching time. So real quick, Pensman and Brian, just so you know, I just need 3 real quick. Why? So Brian, you heard the list, right? You have the list in front of you. All right. So with that being said, give us your 3, please.
I'm going to say Oregon and Ohio State are going to play against each other. I think that one of those teams will be undefeated, and I'm pretty sure Dabo said that they were going to be the first ones, but I don't think there's going to be anybody undefeated this year. I think we'll have a one-loss team going into, or maybe a two-team loss at the very front. So that's my take on that. I just think it's going to be 2 losses for anybody because everybody's got a tough schedule. So that's just one of the things that I take on that.
All right. Pensman, what about you? You heard the list. You saw the list. Give me your 3.
I got Clemson, I got Oregon, and I got Washington State. Washington is a sleeper. Washington's always there in the end. They always try. They always a fighting team. So Ohio State, even though Jeremiah said that he's going to step it up another notch, he's going to run faster. But Michigan's beat them the last 5 years, so we'll see how that goes. But we'll see. That's my 3 teams. I can see Clemson going and Washington, and that's it.
I like it. I like where you're heading on that one. I am kind of in agreement, though, with Shane that the state of South Carolina is going to be represented well. Absolutely will be represented well. 100%. It could be Clemson. It could be South Carolina. And then the third one, I think I'm going to actually go on a limb, and I'm going to say Oregon as well. But we could also not see an undefeated. We absolutely could not see one. It's up to see. All right, Shane's got a sports story that he's going to share with us, and then we're going to do our honorable mention. Shane's, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the sports stories, I know that me and Brandon have talked about it on the side, but I wanted to make mention of it and give a shout out to many notable NFL players that are head coaches and doing things at the college level that deserve some recognition. So I'm gonna go through a few newly hired. A couple of them were Michael Vick at Norfolk State, Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State. Want to give a shout out to Eddie George at Bowling Green after coaching Tennessee State for a few years. Trent Dilfer is at UAB. Of course, he had his quarterback camp kind of guru thing that they talked about, where he led the kind of recruits to. And it was a great series and everything that they did, but his success at UAB has not been great. Deshaun Foster played for Carolina, is now the head coach at UCLA. We all know PJ Fleck at Minnesota, the bald guy with the sweater vest and the quarter zip. He was great.
Had to throw those sweater vests in there, didn't you, sir?
Quarter zip sweater vest. He
dabbles a little bit on the sweater vestist.
Yeah, he's got a little style. But with that also mentioned, you got Kyle Whittingham at Utah. Both PJ Fleck and Kyle Whittingham were not great NFL stars, but they did play in the NFL. So, it's great to see them have some success on the football field. But then, you get into it and, you're talking about Greg Ellis, Tyrone Wheatley, Sam Shade. You're talking about all these players. And as head coaches at HBCUs, as long as with Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson. But then another one, we actually talked about him in a couple episodes ago, but Terrence Mathis is now the head coach at Morehouse College.
I didn't know until recently, actually. I saw that.
So, I just want to shout out all them. That's kind of my sports story that I wanted to highlight was, we all know Coach Prime and what he's brought. And, I mean, he's brought Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer to his coaching staff. You look at it, it's him as a head coach. Now you have Marshall Falk as assistant head coach, running backs coach, and you have Warren Sapp as the defensive line pass rushing guy. So
don't forget, we also had Jamal Lewis, who came on our show. He is
he's a booster. He's
an advisor.
He's an advisor.
But then remember, we also had Sean Witherspoon, who is the head coach in Atlanta. For high school. Pace Academy.
Well, that's high school stuff, but I just want to give a shout out to the college head coaches now, kind of deal that we're looking into.
Colleges are getting smart.
We've seen the transition with Prime and what he's been able to do, and multiple other colleges have now rode the coattails per se. So it's going to be interesting to see how all these guys do, which some of them have been in there, for a few years now. So it's great to see them doing well and bringing programs back to prevalence that they haven't seen in the past.
Amen. I'm definitely raising my glass. Congratulations to all those. I hope you guys realize that this is going to be an outstanding football season for every level. I'm talking youth. I'm talking high school. I mean college, middle school. Literally from 8U all the way up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just take a moment and just remember this. We're no longer going to have a Thursday or a Friday until February of 2026. Where there's no football on. I mean, we're having football every week from now until
Thursday night games are boring as shit.
Hey, just so you guys know, it's back. Come on, it's football. It's here.
Yeah, dang right.
I'm so excited that it's here. Real quick, let's give her honorable mentions. There's a lot to really like dive into on that one. Real quick, Xavier Legette got disqualified for fighting. Shout out to Xavier Legette, absolutely. But I have a really interesting shout out that I got to give is because my daughter's team plays tomorrow in her first ever travel ball tournament. Okay, we start.
Yay.
Yes, we're there from 8 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Yes, it's going to be an absolute long, adventurous day. But I got to give a shout out to the Carolina Crushers travel ball team 8U. This is going to be a fantastic.
So if
Right,
you're
go
trying to
ahead.
get a hold of Brandon, he's not going to be available.
Yeah, I will be sitting out and underneath all the tents with every parent just screaming and cheering my daughters on. Brian has gone to my daughter's. He went last night. Shout out to Brian, by the way, for coming and cheering on Addison. That really means a lot. So yeah, and that's one of my honorable mentions. Shane, what is your next honorable mention, sir?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get them in real quick. I've got 2 or 3 honorable mentions, but I want everybody to get to them. So, first one I want to mention is Madden 26. To the general public, if you've bought it, it's been released. Release date is next Thursday. To those who have early access and all.
Brian,
It's it's great and everything. They got access yesterday, and from what I've heard, the game's completely changed. It's great, but my biggest thing is, hey, Barkley, can you break the curse finally?
yes.
That's one of my biggest things. Another honorable mention that I got is Marshawn Lynch back in the headlines again. Went and did the preseason game for the Seahawks last night as a photographer.
I saw that. That was in the news. That's pretty cool.
All I got to say, Stiff Arm's still kind of informed. So if they need any help, give somebody a call.
Beast Mode's ready to go.
yeah. Just give him a bag of Skittles on the sidelines. He's good.
He needs redemption on the handoff of the Super Bowl.
Also, me and Pinsman was looking at the game last night because I had the game and I was streaming it last night, and the worst uniforms was Washington. So it was Washington that had the ugliest uniforms of all.
All right,
but my last honorable mention is one that we talked about not too long ago. Is Paul Skeens. Gave up 7 hits in his last start. The first time that he's given up 7 hits in his whole career for 2 years. Broke the MLB's consecutive streak at 46 games. This was his 47th game that he pitched. Previously breaking.
He won last night too.
He still has yet to give up a run in 27 and 2/3 innings at home, which is breaking their longest streak at PNC Park by a lot. And he's got a 1.94 ERA. I know we touched on it, and I was way off, but a sub-2 ERA for all qualifying pitchers, which is the lowest recorded now, is absolutely great. And man, like I said before, this guy is Nolan Ryan without the numbers, if not better.
Yeah, and folks, Shane did say that. Dustin, real quick, give me an honorable mention that you'd like to give, sir. Just one.
I only need one. I promise you. My honorable mention is Jerry Jones. I knew y'all gonna
That's
kick out of that.
very honorable.
That just got it. We literally all just laughed when you said that.
It's for being the best owner in all of sports.
Yo,
What?
And I'll leave it at that.
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he sold that devil. He sold to that
But
devil.
by far not the best GM in all of sports.
Look, Dustin, look what
He's
doing to
atrocious.
Blake. Yeah, that's really honorable.
I love it. All right, Brian, what is your honorable mention, sir?
Oh, geez, after that, I don't know. I can't take that off of Dustin there right there. That was hard. But no, my
You
thing
can do it,
is,
Brian.
yeah, I'm going to give this to my the Spartan Burgers. They're actually on. I'm going to give them a shout out because they're going to do something actually special at Strawberry Hill in Chesney. They're actually going to do at the Strawberry Hill USA, which is a big farm in Chesney. They're going to do actually a cornfield maze, and this is going to be one of the big ones. So they're going to actually do that in at Strawberry Hill USA in Chesney. So just a big shout out for them too, the Spartan Burgers.
Okay. Hey, give a real quick shout out to Emory Jones. Who is Emory Jones? I'm so glad you asked. He actually is the quarterback currently on TV right now for the Atlanta Falcons. Where is he from? He is from Cincinnati. Yes, another Bearcat has officially donned the Falcons jerseys. Hey, real quick, gonna let you guys notice a couple things. The fantasy football is up and running. We only need, I think, 4 more teams to make the full 12. If you guys need the link, I have the link. I will have to post it again tonight. Matt will kind of give an update on what's going on Tuesday with it. As you guys can see, because we're running close on time, under Shane's name, I'm going to get him big here. Money lines with the Sportz Nutz starts on August 27th, 7:30 p.m. Yes, we're going to basically talk a little bit about the world of like who can generate you the most money kind of thing. Well, we have a little bit about that one.
It's a spread point system kind of deal. It's a general thing. It's not getting too in depth. So don't get too excited.
It's just a little way to interact with us. And then also the other side of Saturdays will be starting soon. We'll have more about that on Tuesday as well. Let you guys know I'm going to put the poll up today. Let me know when you'd want to see the other side of Saturdays air. Would you like to see it Saturday morning, Wednesday, Thursday? You tell us. I'll have multiple days in there. You just select, and the winner is the decision. All right. Real quick, let you guys know, Tuesday, August the 12th, it is a rescheduled interview. Our good friend Jimmy Smith of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is officially inked in. Will reschedule. He got sidetracked. The reason why he didn't come on Monday, it's okay.
Hey,
But he will be there. Yeah, he played he started with the Dallas Cowboys, won 2 Super Bowls with them, and then finished up his career in Jacksonville. He was on the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad for a couple of games, but yeah, he made his name really with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Jimmy Smith will be joining us next Friday, August the 15th. We have Lance Meadows, the play-by-play caller of the New York Giants, joining the show. He's going to join us for about 20 minutes. Cannot wait to have him on. We're really excited about Lance Meadows coming on, but man, we're absolutely give a quick shout out again to NR Media for helping us get Jimmy Smith inked in. We really do appreciate that one. And real quick, want to let you know, everybody know that the Sportz Nutz, yes, we most likely are going to see Buford. The aforementioned in Buford High School, the $62.5 million football complex, they are playing host to Roswell High School, my alma mater, on September the 5th. Matt and myself will be joining. We might have Brian Pettit come on this as well. If you guys get a chance, please come and hang out with us at Buford High School. We really do appreciate it. So with that being said, guys, for everybody who's tuned, which we peaked, guys, officially tonight at 1,171 viewers. We're still sitting strong at 609. However, if I look at Shane's over here, we're at 112 additional. So shout out to over the 700 people who are still tuned into us. We absolutely appreciate it. But for our good friend Peter Blake, who has joined us, who gratefully joined us for the time that he did. Shane, what do you tell everybody to do, sir?
Oh man, well, as always, it's a pleasure being on here and talking with everybody. And hey, be blessed. It's a pleasure to live in this world that we do. As crazy as it is, we still get to wake up on this side of the dirt. So may the good Lord bless, and peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. Dustin, the ball is coming to you, man. Give your final goodbyes, please.
Well, for one, thank y'all for having me on. It's been a while, so I enjoyed being on. Please come and follow and watch us over on the Tired Sports Network. I am the owner of that, and as well the Bearded Bros podcast on Wednesdays and on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central. You know what? I'll I'll take up for Matt tonight. If you go out drinking this weekend, be smart.
I love it.
Don't get flagged, okay? Don't get flagged.
I love it. Look at Santa. Like, yes.
That was a serious face too. That was a serious face too, Dustin.
I love it. Yes, as Dustin just said, don't get flagged in a game like don't do stupid stuff. All right, Brian.
All right, you can find. It was a great show tonight. Thanks for letting me come back. Hope so we can do some more. You can find me on Tiger Stripes Media on YouTube, and I forgot what I was going to say. Be kind, be safe, and love each other. So there you go.
Absolutely. All right, Pinsman. Tell everybody.
No.
Tell them where they can find you and give your parting words, sir.
You can find me on YouTube on Pensman Sports right there. And then I have 859. I'm trying to get that 1,000 before week 1 of the Steelers and Jets. I cover the Steelers. I cover the Yankees, which is the virtual Yankee stand behind me. And I cover the Penguins as well. So if you're a fan of them, come subscribe. And my goodbye is just stay safe. It's you never know. Anything could happen in a split second. Just think before you do something. So that's my goodbye.
Amen to that one. Look, guys, we've had so much fun. Thank you. We will be back again on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Our good friend Jimmy Smith of the Jacksonville Jaguars will come and join us. Remember, as I always tell you, peace up, A-Town down White. It's the greatest sports city there ever was. Shout out to my Dirty Birds. We're back. So excited. I'm actually watching them play right now. It's 10-10. Congratulations on football being back. Thank you. You've been missed. Don't ever leave us again. We love you. With that being said, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Shout out to my daughter's team. Go Crushers and have fun. We will see you on Tuesday. Good night and enjoy this outro.
Yeah.